that cannot be my life.
Right on.
You know, I got in trouble as a young man, caught a felony. When I was about 19, my life was over. I was going to school to be a doctor.
Mm-hmm.
Knew what I wanted to do. It ruined everything, bro. Because I wouldn't let go of an old life.
Okay.
Some things that, you know, it just wasn't gonna be. It wasn't me, man.
So what was it that happened that made you decide you want to leave that old life behind and start something new and different?
To be honest with you, it was an encounter with the devil.
Okay.
The first time I met the devil. It's pretty tripped out. You know how they portray the devil having these two females with him?
Mm-hmm.
All the time he'll have two women.
Mm-hmm.
Well, this guy I met, he was the devil. I didn't know it. He played songs.
Okay.
He played the guitar. They said the devil do that. You know, all the characteristics, and I didn't realize it. I was going through a lot of spiritual stuff at the time. And that same night that I met him, I had already knew him. I didn't know who he was.
Mm-hmm.
And he had the two females with him, but they were sisters. But something didn't seem right about them.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I was hustling back then, so you know, they coaxed me over to bring them some smoke, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And I ended up leaving there. It was weird because the first time I hung out, it was all good. The second time I hung out, abruptly he tells me, man, you need to go. You need to leave. Well, I left. When I left, I got set up that night.
Mm-hmm.
It was perfect timing. I left right when I got to somebody coaxed me out of where I was at. I wasn't even planning on leaving again. When I got to the spot, I got set up. And I realized at that moment, a couple years later, actually after reviewing it, what actually had happened. I said, damn, man, he drew me in. He set me up. This is not the life for me. The second thing that did it for me was my encounter with God and the angels.
Okay.
And God came to me. The angels came to me on 3 occasions. On the third occasion, God came. And it's a long story, so I'm not really going to go into that.
All right.
But when God came, He touched me. The angels touched me.
Mm-hmm.
And they left me with something different. I knew at that moment they physically changed me.
Okay.
There were things that had manifested in my life that honestly were never present there before. And once they changed me, everything changed.
Okay.
You know, what did my thoughts about life, the way I believed, I became a naturalist. To the point I went and killed insects, and I still don't like to kill insects to this day. And I went through a lot of things, man. I went through a lot of spiritual changes. But when I went back home to Ohio, I looked around me. I looked at the things that I had done in the past, and I realized that I was much different than that. There's nothing to say about any of my friends or anything. They were doing what they do, and everybody grows in a different way. It's just I had changed. And I was told by my friends, man, you changed. And one day I told them, thank you, because I've been working hard on it. I didn't see my life being in prison or in jail. And I went through a lot of struggle, and I got lucky a lot of times. You know, I spent 5 years on probation, and I got lucky to be on that. And they was trying to put me away for a long time originally for some petty shit. You know, it's just a system, it's how it works. But in the end, I was the one making those choices. I should have never been in that position in the first place. If I'd have been using my intelligence and myself, then I would have known the opportunity that I had. But in one fell swoop, I blew 4 years of college tuition and made a lot of bad choices. But those choices had to be made. I mean, it's the way the universe works. It's the plan that God had for me. Because my eyes would have never been open to who the devil is. My eyes would have never been open to change. I would have just went along, and I probably would have been a terrible person. But because of that, those things happened. It made me know that I'm up against it all. Like, I gotta do this. I gotta find a way to do it. And that started really deepening my faith, man. I mean, everything that I do, the art's not me. I don't do this, God does this. All these pieces, I never planned anything out. God uses me as His instrument, And these are his paintings that I give to everybody. I black out when I do my paintings. I have to look and see after I'm done, and I have to come back in and re-review everything that I've done. I look through them sometimes, I'm amazed, man, because I wasn't doing this. It's what God did for me. So each one of these is a blessing that he has bestowed upon me. And I thank him every day. I love him for it. These paintings, I cry, man. You know, when I'm in here doing my art by myself, nobody knows what I go through. These pieces, they're more than a piece of me. It's my soul. It's my soul on these canvases. This is Lord's, the God touching me, putting everything that's in me onto these canvases. I'm not doing it and never do it to be recognized for no fame or for somebody to say, great job. They all belong to God. If you like it, you like it. If you don't, hey, it's no big deal. I'm going to still be painting anyway, because this is my life. You know, I got to say it. Art is my life, and my life is art. And it's always going to be that way. I never have tried to be like anybody else. I've always been original. I've always been myself. And hell, if you go back to where I'm from, I ain't like nobody there. And people really would see how I grew up, what I grew up in. They would probably assume that I would be a different type of person, talk a different type of way, walk a different type of way. But that's not who I am. I'm Viszario Bellini. And I am one of the greatest artists that ever lived. And I don't care what anybody says. This is me, man.
The people want to know, who is Viszario?
Viszario is an artist from Columbus, Ohio, residing in Texas. Just a painter. You know, Viszario is art. Everything that I do, everything that I see is art to me. Like literally, everything that I see.
Okay.
Viszario is a spiritual person. All my works, they're just gifts from God, man. You know, nothing that I do is me doing it. It's all God's work. It's Viszario.
Why art? Why abstract?
Because it's what God gave to me. I mean, as a young kid, you know, I did all kinds of art. I can do portraits. I can do inanimate objects, animate objects. But this is what comes out of me. I mean, again, I paint, I black out. So I don't really, you know, a lot of the processes are always new to me and always changing. Abstract is what God brings out of me. And, I mean, and I can't stress that enough. I could do, like I said, I could do other things, but this is what I do.
Okay.
This is what I've been directed to do.
All right. So when you was a child, when you was a kid coming up, what was your childhood ambition? What did you see yourself being?
To be honest with you, I didn't think I was gonna live past 21, man.
Oh wow.
So, and that was just kind of me and my friends. I mean, none of us thought that we would make it past 21. Just kind of where I'm from, that happened a lot. You know, I lost a lot of friends and a lot of people around me. So there wasn't any vision for the future.
Okay. Inspirations? How you get your inspiration?
I don't know where it comes from. I have visions.
Okay.
Okay, so my pieces, they appear in my mind, and I'll see a splash of color, literally. And then the next thing I know, I see this piece complete. And then I go do it. So, you know, technically am I like going out, looking around the city, trying to find inspiration? Mm-hmm. No. Am I watching movies to derive my works from? No. Am I reading books to derive my works from? No. I literally have visions. I see them full on. Even the names and titles for my pieces, the names just appear. Like, the best way I can explain it is like, you ever seen a neon sign flashing?
Mm-hmm.
The name will appear in my mind that way,
Okay.
of what the piece is supposed to be titled. I generally will have the vision of the piece prior to me ever doing the piece or having the name. Usually midway or at the end of the piece, and sometimes before the piece, I'll get this like this flash of light in my mind of what it should be titled. The pieces tell me what to call them.
Okay.
I don't choose their names. They tell me. The pieces talk to me. The paint, it talks to me. I don't plan anything. So when I start a piece, it's not like I'm going in and planning this. Like I'm saying, I have a vision of the piece. I see it completed, and then I go do it.
Okay. Okay.
You understand what I'm saying? So it's not like I'm sitting up with a sketchbook.
Yeah.
I'm not sketching anything out. It just literally, sometimes,
It flows through you.
yeah, it's like, I can be looking at nothing. It doesn't even have to be a blank wall. I can just be staring into just space, the sky, the night air, whatever. And I'm painting. Like, I start seeing this painting appear.
Okay.
And it's there.
Okay. Okay. Current events, right? All the stuff that's going on in the news these days. What are your thoughts on the role of the artist as it relates to our community?
I think the role of the artist, the way that it relates to the community, is that in this time more than ever, we need people to be placing art out there. Because art allows people to expand their mind and thoughts. One thing that people can agree on is that people like art. You might have different viewpoints or different types of art that you like, but this is something that can bring people together in a peaceful manner. This is why you go to art venues, you don't see fights, you don't see people pushing each other around, you don't see a lot of hate in the heart, because art is what is bringing joy to people. Art can fulfill one's life. If you're a person that you're not into art and you haven't been into art, look for art. Look to art. Art is great for thinking. Art is great for relieving stress. Art is great for developing your spirituality. Art is great for developing yourself as a person. Because inside of every piece of art that everyone does, it's something. It's something that sparks something in someone. And I think that there's a lot of artists out there. I love literally, there's art that people are like, man, it's trash. Like, I like it. Like, I find something in everything. So that's just me. And there's a lot of, I think all the artists are great. But everyone has a message. When a person does art, that's their soul, man.
Okay.
That's their heart on the canvas.
What are you working on right now? Current projects.
My current project is called Spirits Within, and I believe that's what we're doing.
Yes, this is the theme, Spirits Within.
Spirits Within is the title of the project. It's what we're doing this piece for. It's going to be a 6-foot by 6-foot abstract. And that's going to be done within 24 hours, completed. I have original music track made by Monster Beats, and it's called Journeyman. Journeyman is the name of the track. And it's a beautiful track, and this relays the spiritual journey of a man throughout his life. And coming to a enlightenment, a spiritual heightening, finding himself within that piece. So therefore it's titled Spirits Within.